What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another fun, exciting install video. Today we are going to be installing the Expedition 1 Trail Series front bumper. So here I have it right here. This is what the final product looks like. I ordered this thing back in July or August, I want to say, and I just got it the other day. So here is the bumper, and then I have two skid plates that came along with it. That we will be installing as well. And then of course all the hardware and everything is in this box. So one thing I noticed is that with the roof rack that we did the other day, they gave us some nice paper instructions, but in this one the pictures are kind of garbage. So what I did is I went onto their website and I found all of their install guides in color copies. So what I'm going to do is just pull that up on my iPad. I'm gonna have it out here with me while I'm working on the car, so that way I can see good color pictures of what's going on. That way I don't make any mistakes and we can get this on super fast and then hit the trail. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to remove the grille and bumper to start. We're gonna have to disconnect all of the lighting and everything inside here. And then once we get everything removed, we'll start diving into the install procedure with the bumper. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So first things first, obviously we got to pop the hood, just a simple lever on the inside. And then you're gonna come around here and lift it up. Cool. All right, so in order to remove the grille, we have these little connectors here. Mine I've gotten a lot of broken pieces and a lot of them don't even stay in anymore. So a lot of times I would use zip ties, but for right now we're just going to be taking everything out. And if they're not coming out by hand, a flathead screwdriver will do the job if you don't have broken ones. So next, I'm just going to kind of pull it away. If you look inside, there is connectors right there. Just going to unconnect that, just like that, and then there's one on this side as well. And here's the grill. So just gonna lay this off to the side here, and now we're gonna have to dive into the bumper. So with the bumper, you're gonna have some hardware up in here to look at. Let's see if I can get you guys a good picture, maybe. So a couple screws up in here, and then obviously the lighting, you're gonna have to disconnect that as well. Yeah, there is the screws there. Same thing on both sides, and then it should just pull away. Now because I have this light bar in the bumper, what I'm going to do is just disconnect it here. Here's my connector, but I'll just disconnect that, and then it should just kind of pull away, and then we'll have to get the tools out to pull away the metal bumper underneath the plastics. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so now time to dive into the disassembly. So here's the original instructions here, and here is the digital instructions that I found. I just have it on my iPad here. So let's scroll down a little bit. So first thing we're going to do is remove the stock bumper and all the nuts and plastic. So now we did that, we're going to remove the frame piece, which is that right there. We're going to remove that, and also we're going to remove the skid plate up underneath to remove that, because we got a new one over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so I'm at a little bit of a hard place. I literally just shredded my socket extension, trying to remove the bolts from inside the bumper. So we have a bolt here on both sides, and then we have bolts all the way in there on both sides. And my socket extension obviously did not like it, so it's shredded. So I'm gonna have to go out and buy a new one. So let's go ahead and put this on hold. I'm gonna run out real quick and get a new one. Alright guys, so I got a replacement extension. Hopefully these are a little bit more durable. This, I believe, was Harbor Freight stuff, so I'm not too surprised that it did shred. So we'll try these out. Hopefully this works, gets the job done. If not, we'll be going back out to the store. So let's dive right back in. Alright guys, so I got the 4 bolts loose. Now I need to disconnect it from the skid plate in there. Just a couple screws, and then it should just pull right off. Alright guys, so we got the steel part removed, skid plates removed. Now it's time to go on to the next step, which is going to be installing some of these brackets, which is going to be used to mount the bumper. So we're going to take our long bolts, so we're going to open up our package in there, and we're going to slide it through, and we're going to take the bracket that looks like that, sticks out from there, and then we're going to connect it to the frame. So let's go ahead and do that on both sides, and then we'll jump back to the instructions. Alright guys, so we got both brackets on. Now it's time to put on these bigger brackets here. So let's take a peek at our instructions again. Alright. Okay, so we got those. We recommend tightening the small frame back into the 2 bolts and included washers and nuts loosely attached to the larger frame bracket as shown in the photo below. So here, this is our bracket that's attached to the vehicle already. So now we're going to take our bigger bracket and attach the bolts like that. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so we got both larger brackets on. The next step is to go ahead and take the same frame bolts that we took out and just put them back in here, which I already did that. I use that to kind of hold the brackets in place while I was trying to thread the new bolts here to the old or to the new smaller bracket in there. So again, I keep everything a little bit loose until everything is ready and situated, and then I can tighten everything down once everything is good to go. So now it's time for the next step. So my iPad died, so I'm looking at the old instructions here. So we lined up the bolts, just what I just said. Hand tighten everything to keep it fairly loose. Now it's time to attach the clip piece, which will be used for the included skid plate, onto the piece out there. So basically, right here, we're just going to slide the clip piece on here, which will be used for the skid plate on both sides. So let's go ahead and do. All right, so here are the brackets, and they just kind of slide on. You want the threads facing up, because we'll be screwing into it this way. Let's kind of hit it into place. There we go, just like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. There we go. That side's good to go. Now we're ready for the next step. We just did that. Now it's time for the fun part. Putting the bumper on, and then we got bolts on the inside to hold it in place. And everything, we tighten it back down. So let's go ahead and put the bumper. Alright guys, so I got everything situated the way I want it to. Now I'm just going back through and tightening everything down, because again I left everything a little bit loose just so I could move everything around once I got it situated. So to mount it actually to the brackets, you get this nice little plate that goes on this side, and then you just have the bolts that go here, and then same thing on the other side, and you just tighten them all down. And then once you do that, it's pretty solid. And now I'm just going to go through and make sure everything is good and tight, and then we'll throw the skid plate on over there. We'll throw that on, and then we'll throw the grill on. There's a couple brackets that I'll show you how to do that. It's going to go in here to hold the clips for the grill like I showed you earlier, and then we'll be done. Not super difficult, just kind of had to really get those wrenches up in there, and then other than that, it's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and just tighten everything down, and then we'll jump to the next step. Alright guys, so here are the grill brackets. We're going to be putting them into this hole here. You can see that hole there. And we're just going to do it loosely again so we can test fit the grill, make sure everything fits properly, and then once we're satisfied we can go ahead and tighten everything down. So let's go ahead and do that. All right guys, so I got my brackets in place here, nice and solid. Now what I'm going to try and do, see if I can get my light bar mounted back up. Thinking I might put it in here, but I'm thinking that these holes here are going to be too wide, so I might have to make some new holes. But we'll see what we can do, and then once we do that, then we will put the grill back on and be finished. Alright guys, so these holes that came with the bumper were a little too wide for my little light bar here down there. So what I did, I just made some new holes halfway in the middle, measured it out, so now I'm just going to go ahead and mount it back up there so it's ready to go. Alright guys, here is the finished product. Everything is mounted besides the skid plate. We're going to do that next, but this is the final, all I have to do with the bumper. Everything looks good. Light bar is remounted in the center there. Yeah, so not super difficult. I think it looks pretty good. And now we'll just go ahead and throw the skid plates on and then we'll be finished. But yeah, pretty easy job guys. I really am liking this so far. It looks really nice and I'm excited to test it out on the trail. So let's go ahead and finish up. All right guys, so it's time for the skid plate. We're gonna take this piece here and these small gold bolts. I think I'm gonna throw some washers in there because just gonna have a ton of extra washers. And then we'll mount it up there. And then I believe we have an additional skid plate for the oil pan. So if we have room or extra hardware, we'll go ahead and throw that on there as well. So let's go ahead and finish up the skid plate and then we'll see what's next. Alright guys, well there you have it. The Expedition 1 Trail Series front bumper has been installed. I think it looks really nice. Not super difficult to get done, but definitely had to take some elbow grease to get some of those parts in place because they're all heavy. Skid plate's not super difficult. Let's take a look at that real quick. So use the washer and the bolt here in the front, and then the other skid plates I used some hardware, 4 bolts, and they just screwed right in. Used impact wrench to hold it in place. Super solid, like the way it looks, super clean. And we will be getting a winch here soon for this guy, and then we got some Baja design lights coming for the fog light ports here and here. So we will be having to take the bumper off again just to get those in place. And then once we do that, we'll be all finished with the light bar setup, or sorry, the front bumper setup. I'm thinking about mounting the high lift jack to the bull bar up front. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. But yeah guys, so that about does it for this video. If you guys found this video super helpful, be sure to give a thumbs up down below and subscribe for more content like this. I got skid plates to be installed, I got rock sliders to be installed still, so if you guys are looking for any content like that for you guys to be able to use the similar stuff to your Xterra, make sure you stay tuned for more here, guys. So this will about do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys found this video helpful. It was definitely a fun project for me. I like doing install videos like this for you guys. So stay tuned for more, guys. Peace.
We'll be right back.